Have you ever wondered why the news plays the same 5 stories again and again? Let me give you a little hint. Brainwashing and repetition is the most basic form of brainwashing. Join me as we look at the news cycle and talk about why the mainstream media is so gutless and afraid to report the truth. Oh yeah, welcome to Troubled Minds News. I'm your host, Michael Strange, and this is the show where the conspiracy is the news. And what that means is, of course, propaganda. It means, of course, that they're lying to us, and they're lying to us about a great many things, and it's worthy of a conversation. Even if I don't know the answers, even if you don't know the answers, even if together we can't derive the answers through many questions, it still seems to be a thing where, well, confusion is the name of the game these days. And I think it's intentional. I think that partially they just don't want us speaking to each other. I think partially they want us hating each other. Part of that whole division politic that, they swear is not a conspiracy. And then yet, you turn on pretty much any media outlet. And for instance, we'll get to the Ukraine stuff in a minute here, but just for instance, right, it's like impossible to get just like regular direct ass news on something as like ridiculous as like possible World War III breaking out without CNN just blaming Trump and then Fox News blaming Biden. And it's like, shit, people, come on. Like, can we just find out what's really going on over there and not like some bullshit propaganda spin? Like this is the thing that has always infuriated me about the news and just these news cycles and just the way this stuff is. And I think it's, again, worthy of a discussion, worthy of putting our minds to use. Like we can play video games and watch Netflix and shit like this, and that's fine, but come on, like there's some really important things going on in this damn world that we should have an opinion on, and we shouldn't be deceived to get the information just to have the damn opinion. You see, I get mad. It really is one of those things that kind of gets my goat a little bit, because people just need to get with it. People need to get let's get with it, people. Let's try and figure out what the hell's really going on and know who the perpetrators are that are trying to confuse us, that are trying to delay our knowledge, that are trying to basically obfuscate the idea that we have more in common than we have differences. And that's it. And I say this, and I'll continue to say this. I reject bigotry in all its forms. Period. All right. I'm not going to try and rank them 1 to 10 or 10 to 20 or 20 to 30 or any of that. I reject them in all forms. That's it. Right. Once you start ranking them, well, guess what? Isn't that in and itself a form of bigotry? Just saying. I mean, come on. And this is what I'm saying. They want to break us down by these ideas, by the ideas they're putting into our head. So I reject it. I reject it entirely. And I say we should be able to think for ourselves. And that's what's up. What's up? Greetings from Germany. How you doing? We got Stinkies in the house as well. What's happening? Bernays Sauce. Daryl's here. What's going on? Gibby, thanks for the sub. Appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, this is gross, right? Like, we're literally probably as close to, World War III and, since the Cuban Missile Crisis, right? I mean, literally, it's probably that close of one wrong move here and Putin blows his top and then just blows everybody else's top, right? That's where we're at. And we can't even get good news there. It's like, okay, well, I guess I'll go to bed tonight and wake up in the morning hoping that, there's no nukes landing all over the damn world. It's stupid. This whole thing is just stupid. And war is stupid and the media is stupid. And here we are. What's going on, guys? What's going on? 1 second. Let me turn this up. Okay, there we go. I'd like to hear what I'm saying, and most importantly, I'd like to hear the lip smacks, so I'm not grossing you guys out with like the that type of crap. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So anyway, let's go. Let's do this. Let's get going with this again. Talking about propaganda and just these things. I think it's important to have again, I'm nobody. I'm somebody, but I'm nobody. Meaning that I'm just a knucklehead on the internet with a microphone, and I mean that. I'm just a guy with an opinion. Okay. But so are you, a guy, gal, whoever. Like, you are just a person with an opinion as well. And that's the important part here, is getting together and having an opinion and considering the things we may not have considered yet, including myself. I maintain that I've learned way more from you guys in this entire process than I have reading all these craptacular news cycles. You know what I mean? So that's what's going on. So this is the deal, right? So in the name of transparency, I'll always share my sources so you can find out where I'm getting this stuff from. I always have, I always will. And if it's propaganda, so be it. And if I was fooled, so be it. But I'm willing to admit that I was fooled. Okay. So in that vein of transparency and letting us make mistakes for ourselves and learn from our mistakes, that's what this is about. So we want to get together and talk about this stuff, and that's what it's always been. So part of that transparency process, not just the links, a phone number. You can give me a call right now and say, what's up, 702-957-1037. You can also join the Discord at troubledminds.org. Click the Discord link, get in here and say hi. Come meet the amazing people. And just a quick note on Discord as well. They're cracking down. So for the people, I'll make an announcement there as well. But for the people that are using our Discord, please maybe think twice about sharing things. Not, you know what I mean, the hot and spicy things, the things that will maybe get the Discord taken down, because it's a lot of work to get it there, and it's also a lot of communication and connections that have been made that will just entirely sink. Get the Discord banned, and then we're back to square one. So just please be careful what you share in there. Not because of me. Trust me, I am not for censorship in any way whatsoever. However, at some point, we have to be aware of the things that we're doing and what they're looking for, the misinformation tags and stuff. So just be aware of that, please, as you share things in the Discord. And if there's an issue, I'll reach out to you and just beg, hey, please don't get us banned. I mean, that's what it's all about. It's not about me saying, shut up, don't say this. Say what you want, think what you want, but it is about just like saying something on the YouTube channel that gets it taken down. It doesn't help anybody. It hurts a great many people instead. So just please be careful about what you're sharing on Discord now, because they have a new policy where they're starting to come after servers and individuals that are, let's say, gross sharers of information, if you know what I'm saying. So anyway, let's get to this. Now, last time when we did this on Friday, we talked about this Ukraine situation, okay? And this is an important thing. This is not something that we should take lightly. This is, again, war. I think it's interesting that finally in this day and age of social media and people standing up and all the outrage and all the rest of this, it's a good thing. It's good that the world is sort of bucking against this and saying, no, stop. We're so sick of this shit. Please stop. Stop killing each other. For what? For what? For a line on a map. Stop. Right? And I'm not saying I don't agree with borders. I think borders are critically important for many reasons. It's a whole other tangent I'm not going to get into. But I'm saying, should we really be dying for a line on a map? That's what I'm saying. At some point, it becomes an exercise in stupidity is what it becomes, right? And so, anyway, okay. So what I said on Friday, and I maintain this to be the truth, and I tweeted something to this effect earlier today. Putting a little flag on your Twitter doesn't do jack shit. I'm sorry. Tweeting "fuck Putin" doesn't do a damn thing. All right, got it. We got it. You're mad. Fine, but you know what? Let's do this. Let's start here. If you want to help this actual situation, there are ways to help. You can send direct money to the Ukrainian fighters. You can do this exactly this way. This is from the Kiev Independent, and they've blown up in the last several days for obvious reasons. And they have ways on the ground that have been in place for years how to support the actual Ukrainian military, okay? So if you want to stand up to and this is the thing, right? Everything's a super gray area when it comes to shit like this, and I'm not saying I don't know what I'm saying. I'm saying if you want to help these guys, help these guys. Send them some money. Don't put a dumb flag on your Twitter and say, fuck Putin, okay? I mean, you can do that too, but do something, all right? I sent some money here. There's options. There's all kinds of options. Look, just the National Bank of Ukraine. There's another one, Come Back Alive program. There's links in here, and I just put the link in the chat. Again, it will be in the description of this. Just do something. Like if this affects you and you really think that this is an important cause, it's okay to send a few bucks if you have a few bucks. And so I want to say, here's the link. Please, I urged you on Friday, if it affects you and you think this is a critical thing for the future of the humanity, help somehow. Do something. This is something. So I went and found you some links straight from the Kiev Independent, and there you go. So that's my soapbox. That's all I'm going to say about that. But, however, there's more. Let's get into the rest of this. Let's get into this individual. What do you guys know about this? Volodymyr Zelensky, right? Zelensky. What's going on with this guy? Like this is I'm feeling like they miscast the most interesting man in the world for the Dos Equis commercials, right? Like, what is up with this dude? Like he's literally thumbing his nose to powers like you can't even fathom how deep the power of like somebody like Vladimir Putin goes. He's been poisoning, he's been killing dissidents, political dissidents, his own like domestic like actual political rivals. He's been killing them, right? And so this guy is like, come get me. Like, what the fuck? Like I'm telling you, yeah, WEF puppet, maybe, right? Maybe. I don't know. If they're from the same school of the WEF, they sure don't seem to like each other. This guy is dangerous. I think, is he dangerous? I don't know. I think he's inspiring in a lot of ways. And like I said, I understand this is a very gray area for a lot of people, and I'm not trying to say it that way. I'm saying that dude has brass balls, right? Anyway, I'm gonna just mow through this because I wanted to point out, who is this guy? Like he came out of nowhere, but apparently not, right? He won their Dancing with the Stars in Ukraine. As ridiculous as that sounds, he's his detractors call him a comedian, right? I've heard him called a comedian for years, right? He actually check this out, produced, starred in a television show wherein the plot was that a history school teacher went off on politics, on some tirade about how it's all the same bullshit, and like you vote the next guy in and the next guy in and the next guy in, and they're all the same as the last guy, and it's all crap, and by the time they leave, they've looted and pillaged the country and moved on and then handed it off to the next guy to do the same thing. He goes on some rant in this television show that somebody filmed secretly. They upload it to the internet and it goes viral. And so inadvertently, this history teacher who just went on a political rant goes viral and gets pushed to the top of basically the media cycles, news cycles, and inadvertently becomes elected president. Well, guess what? Talk about manifesting your freaking future. It happened to the freaking guy, right? He became like such a folk hero, such a like pressed to the front of whatever in Ukraine. Yeah, from again like he was a lawyer, then a television producer, then he went Dancing with the Stars. He created those television series that went viral as well. And then what did he do? He became elected president. I mean, so some of this stuff you can't even make up. So you just can't make it up. Again, like I said, I don't know. I'm not trying to do anything other than say he's thumbing his nose at some of the greatest powers in the world. And if that's not inspiring, I'm not sure what is. Anyway, so here we go. The grim stagecraft is Zelensky's selfie video. So I'm going to just burn through these real quick because I want to point out what's going on with this guy. I don't know. It says what Volodymyr Zelensky's courage says about the West. And you got to admit. Yeah. Brock says that this guy's dangerous. Real Brene says, who better to run the operation? Could be, except those types, right? They run. At like the first sign of trouble, like they bark and they bark and they bark and they bark, and then shit hits the fan and they're out. They're the first person out. And like, sorry guys, didn't mean to get you torched, but I'm in the French Riviera sipping mochas, and you're getting destroyed by the Russians. You know what I mean? And he's not leaving. There's something to be said about that. Whatever you want to say about the guy, it is an inspiring thing to be like, no, I'm not moving, I'm not leaving, and you come take it, right? Come take it. And he's inspiring the people around him, and I think that's a good thing. It's hard to hate that. For what cost? Yeah. I don't know. That's the question. I don't know. There's a lot here. Anyway, so just wanted to point that out. If you guys didn't know that stuff about him, who this guy is, he's gone viral in many ways, and everybody's kind of lionizing him as that. And I kind of agree. Inspiring in that sense of thumbing his nose at the highest power, right? And there you go. What's up? To get around the global banking freeze SWIFT, Russia is buying up to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is climbing rapidly, right? Right? Decentralization. Yeah, remember? And you told everybody to sell their Bitcoin, Robert. All right, so check this out. Let's go to the Daily Beast. So all this stuff, if you guys didn't know about this Zelensky guy, I'll have the links. Actually, I'll just drop them real quick so you guys can check this out. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on here, other than he's had some ways to get out for himself, and he basically sent his family to safety, and now he's staying there fighting. And where again, if you got to put me somewhere on the 80 20 90 10 scale, I'm a pacifist. I'm not. I think the last thing in the world we should be doing is fighting with each other. But I'm telling you what, at some point you can't be a pure pacifist, or somebody's just going to stomp you on the neck and break your bones and then throw you in the pit of despair, and that's not good, right? That's not a good thing either. So it's at some point you got to stand up, and I agree that those are desperate measures. Okay. However, they're invading the man's country. All right. I'm just saying. Anyway, enough on that. Again, if you want to help one more time, here is the link to help, right? The Kiev Independent, they've got some actual places you can send money if you want to help these guys. And there we go. All right. Let's do it. Let's get to this now. Now, what's going on with this? This is from the Daily Beast, and this is where shit's just going off the rails, all right? Like, literally off the rails. Belarus issues a dire World War III warning as it gets ready to send troops to Ukraine, all right? So first, it was like a Russian thing. We're like, okay, Putin's been salivating over size 18 clown shoes. I love it. Over Ukraine for a long time, right? He wants to... and again, think about the logic here. I'm being surrounded by NATO. They're too close to my border, so I'm going to take this territory and extend my border closer to NATO. Does that make any sense at all? No, clearly not. But anyway, this in particular, Belarus issues dire World War III warning, blah, blah, blah. The Putin-backed president of Belarus has warned that World War III could be about to begin as he reportedly prepares his troops to assist with Russia's mass-scale invasion of Ukraine. So we get this going on, right? And of course, now this dude is a puppet. Like Belarus is a puppet of basically the Russia. It's like Russia Junior, right? Like they get backed up by Russia. They get a lot of their resources from Russia, and what Putin says they do. And so he's basically said, hey, by the way, you need to back me up, get your asses in here. And so they're going to declare war on the Ukraine. They're going to, I mean, now this starts to get dicey, doesn't it? This starts to get dicey. But okay, so anyway, President Alexander Lukashenko warned that the crisis in Ukraine could spark a global conflict, writing in a statement, Russia is being pushed towards a third world war. We should be very reserved and steer clear of it. And blah, blah. It locked me because the Daily Beast are a bunch of assholes. Anyway, so what the hell is this? I'm going to just end with this. This is all I'm going to say about this as we go to the Sun, the most trusted source in the UK. Mad Vlad Putin's chilling threat with nuclear force on alert after warning West may face greatest consequences in history. All right. Okay. Yep. Vladimir Putin put his nuclear forces on high alert just after warning the West may face the greatest consequences in history. Blah, 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 blah. The move means Putin has ordered the world's largest stockpile of nuclear warheads prepared for launch readiness. That raises the terrifying possibility the crisis and a miscalculation could spill over into nuclear war. It's nuclear, not nuclear, just spelling and N-U-C-L-E-A-R. An address, I keep seeing these TV pundits say nuclear. I'm like, oh God, stop, please, stop. Sorry. In an address on state, I mispronounce tons of stuff, but I'm just saying, there's no extra U in there. There's only one U. In an address on state TV, Putin claimed aggressive statements by NATO leaders and economic sanctions against Moscow have forced his hand. He said, quote, not only do Western countries take unfriendly measures such as illegal sanctions, but top officials of leading NATO countries allow themselves to make aggressive statements with regards to our country. Okay. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. This is, again, like, do you take this seriously? Is this just as they're saying, oh, it's escalation to de-escalate? Is that what's going on here? I don't freaking know. I don't even know. I just don't know. All right. And this is this is what makes it all the more infuriating, because clearly, I mean, you're going to have what they call rhetoric, right? You're going to have threats, saber rattling, right? And of course, when you have a stockpile as big of nukes as Russia does, largest in the world, by the way, even if some of them are antiquated. I did some digging, by the way, and approximately 95% of their nuclear arsenal has been upgraded to modern day. So it's not even as antiquated as it used to be. They're pretty much on the game, and could launch. They could probably just all by themselves, just and the Earth all by themselves with as many nukes as they have, somewhere in the range of 600, 700, 800 nukes, something like that. Like, there's actual like of course there's estimates, but yeah, it's something like that. Like, it's a lot of nukes. Anyway, so I don't know what's going on with this. How does this make you guys feel? 702-957-1037. That's 702-957-1037. Click the Discord link at troubleminds.org. What's up, Bronx says, I hope he doesn't start to think he's out of options and nuke as a final solution. And you know what? The weird thing about it too is he's discussing. He wrote this manifesto sort of in that. He's discussing Ukraine like they're Hitler, like it's literally like 1938 Germany. It's like, come on now, like, and this is my point, right? This is the danger in everybody calling everybody Nazis, because at some point you can justify attacking Nazis, right? We've talked about this a lot on Troubled Minds. It's called depersoning somebody, right? And that's this whole division politic, in that if they get us to call each other something other than human beings, then it's okay to attack that thing, right? So the whole point is we just want to deperson them so we can attack the thing we've depersoned them to be, right? Oh, that dirty lefty. Oh, the right-winger, right? Oh, the neo-Nazi, the racist, the this, the that, right? Notice what nobody's ever saying is those people. Nobody ever calls them people, right? Well, that unfortunate, misguided group of people. Nobody says that. They're like, those dirty bastards, those Nazis, this, the that, the other thing. That's what they do. All right, that's what they do. Yeah, no, yeah, and there is a contingent there in the Donbass region and stuff. I get it, but literally just a contingent in one small part of the country does not make the country Nazis. Anyway, I understand it's complicated, but no. Yeah, why can't we all just get along? Yeah, amen. I don't know. How do you guys feel about this? 702-957-1037. Click the Discord link. Let's take a quick break, get a word from our sponsor, and I promise I'm done with Ukraine for today. All right. One more time, though, I want to say if you're interested and you want to help, there are ways to help. Putting that crazy little flag and tweeting fuck Putin. No, you're not helping. I'm sorry. It's just not helping. There's the link. If you want to actually send money to the Ukrainian army and you want to help, there's how you do it. All right. There's how you do it. All right. Let's take a quick break and get a word from our sponsor, which of course is you. Are you digging the show? If so, you can support us quite easily and at no additional cost to you if you already have an Amazon Prime account. Since we stream on Twitch every day, all you have to do is link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, and they give you free games on a monthly basis for your personal use, and also a bonus $5 a month to send to your favorite streamer as a way to bring more people to Twitch. And all you have to do is sync up to 2 accounts and click subscribe. Thanks for considering us. Okay, all right, let's do it. Let's get back to this, and let's go to some good old fashioned conspiracy. Speaking of of this and the things we're talking about, let's go here. This is from the Seattle Times, and yeah, you got it. You better believe it. Fed up with Google, conspiracy theorists turn to DuckDuckGo. You see what's going on here? You see what's going on here? Yep. Let's see. On an episode of Joe Rogan's popular podcast last year, he turned to a topic that has gripped right-wing communities and other Americans who feel skeptical about the pandemic. Search engines. You see what's going on? Again, gripped right-wing communities. Again, right-wingers. Other Americans who feel skeptical about the pandemic. Right? Again, right? Labeling people. Right? All right. Anyway, search engines. Quote, if I wanted to find specific cases about people who died from vaccine-related injuries, I had to go to DuckDuckGo, Rogan said, referring to the small privacy-focused search engine. I wasn't finding them on Google. Praise for DuckDuckGo has become a popular refrain during the pandemic among right-wing social media influencers and conspiracy theorists who question COVID-19 vaccines and push discredited coronavirus treatments. Some have posted screenshots showing that DuckDuckGo appears to surface more links favorable to their views than Google does. All right. Well, in addition to Rogan, who has recently been at the center of an outcry about misinformation on his podcast, the search engine has received ringing endorsements from some of the world's most downloaded conservative podcasters, including Ben Shapiro and Dan Bongino. And by the way, me too. And I'm not one of those guys at all, but I am me. And I'm telling you, I've been using Google for a long. I've been doing this, troubled minds, searching, crazy stuff. Crazy. You guys know the stuff I talk about. Crazy stuff. And I'm telling you, it's changed. In the last 5, 6, 7 years, Google has changed, and it's buried that stuff like tens of thousands of pages down. And so for them to say this is false, clearly it's false, because it's hilarious that you see what they're doing here. They're basically saying if you use DuckDuckGo, you are a right-winger and or a conspiracy theorist, right? So it's basically maligning it because they want to funnel you back to the same bullshit place you get your bullshit information from, and that's, of course, Google. And of course, Facebook and all the other places with the fact checks and all the bullshit they're trying to pull. Yeah, exactly. What's up? What's going on, Stinky? Thanks for the sub again. What's up? What's going on? Too much political BS. What's up, Night Stalker? I see you there. Yeah, this is not good. This is not good. But this stuff is true. Again, there's some very obvious ways Google has cleaned it up, by the way, with some of the most obvious stuff. Like, I've got so many examples through the years that we did literally live on the show where we would just type in this versus that on two different search engines and see what the autocomplete came up with. And it was absurd, the differences, like so mind-bogglingly crazy different when you just like autocomplete a search term. Like for instance, this was one of them, and I'm not shitting you, and they've corrected it since, but you would type, top Republican race, right? Which is like a primary or something, right? Like a political race. You know what it auto-completed to? Top Republican racist. That's what it did. It's what it did. You're like, oh God, fuck, why? Like, why? How do we get here? Anyway, you see the point. Yes, DuckDuckGo does not mean you're a conspiracy theorist. It means you don't like your shit meddled with, right? And you want to be able to like not have the good stuff buried 10,000 pages down. Sorry. That's what they do. Old Google model, don't be evil. New Google model, never mind. Bernays says, this shit to real, no juice needed other than, right? Yeah, right. Yep. I don't know. This is just propaganda, just raining down on our heads. So basically, feel free to use DuckDuckGo. In my opinion, you're not a right-winger or a conspiracy theorist, okay? Unless, of course, you want to be, then, well, that's your problem and not mine. All right, let's continue, shall we? Let's go to Psychology Today. Speaking of brass balls and Zelensky saying, come get me, this is from Psychology Today, and I think this is important to point out. The courage to be an absolute nobody. A personal perspective in praise of anonymity. Yep. Okay. Later, I would call it the pantomime of despair. This is from Maggle Rowe. Yep. The intrepid march from bar to buffet. Okay. Whatever. Blah 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 blah. Okay. Anyway, shut up. Blah 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 blah. Nobody's nobody. Okay. I'm just gonna stop. I'm not. This is gonna piss me off if I read this. Now look. DuckDuckGo is a search engine. DuckDuckGo is a. Hold on. I'll show you. I'll do let's see. This is a DuckDuckGo, all right? This is what it looks like. You go like this, and you just type Ukraine. All right, there we go. And this is what you get. So this is DuckDuckGo. So it does not actually track you. You don't have to log into it. It doesn't. So basically, it doesn't do tailor ads to your surfing habits. And so as a result, it doesn't do sort of that algorithm shuffle and dance that Google does, right? Where it kind of pumps some things to you and says, oh, by the way, here's your echo chamber of news that you want to read because you click it more and we get more ad money, right? Instead, no matter who goes and searches this exact search term, in theory, on DuckDuckGo gets the exact same results. And so it doesn't do the rest of that stuff. So that's what DuckDuckGo is. And so here you go. So you just type Ukraine in here. What do you get? Russian forces shell Ukraine, so blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so you can search it yourself and see it. Here, I'm going to give you a full screen so you can check out exactly what I searched and see what came up. Just type in Ukraine and see what you get. And you can match mine right here. And in theory, ideally, it should be exactly the same for you as it is for me. Okay, there you go. All right. So anyway, let's get back to this. And what are we doing? Yeah, the courage to be an absolute nobody. Now look, where do I begin? Okay, now being a nobody it's a fallacy. It's impossible. It's impossible. All right, because everybody is somebody. And this is what I mean. Like, look, and I promise you this, right? Like, I'm not doing this stuff, this show and this whole bit to be some sort of worldwide superstar. I kind of don't care. I do this, and I've done this because it's important to me. And I think some of these things need to be said in a different way that other people aren't saying them, right? I'm not super unique, but I'm unique because I'm somebody. I'm not nobody. And my point is, right, the courage to be nobody. My second point there, nobody is nobody. Everybody is somebody, okay? Period. Second thing, if I ever get to the point where I'm running shopping, sitting myself on a shopping cart, running it off a roof onto a busy street for clicks, somebody just wrap me up in a straitjacket and get me the fuck out of here, all right? No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. No publicity stunts, no bullshit like that, no drama, no stirring up stuff between people for no apparent reason other than for some notoriety. No. Life is more important than just clicks, okay? And if you got to do it the slow, hard way, and eventually, what if we don't make it? What if this show never makes it? What if this never pays the bills and I just get tired of it and quit? It's possible, right? But at least from start to finish, I did it the right way, and I didn't put myself on a shopping cart and shove me off a roof for fucking clicks, all right? Just saying. All right. So the courage to be somebody, because everybody's somebody. And this type of stuff, this type of stuff pisses me off quite a lot. Everybody is somebody, all right? And it doesn't matter how many views you get. It doesn't matter. Everybody's somebody. None of that stuff matters, okay? Somebody to me is a carpenter, plumber, electrician, folks who can fix and build things. Everybody's a somebody. Anyway, I know they have a more direct point here, and you can read this, and it's very long-winded and rambly, but, much like myself, rambly, but yeah. Anyway, don't let anybody in this whole life tell you you're a nobody, and you should have courage to be a nobody. You're not. Yes. No. James, you can do you driving the car. Your YouTube channel, not mine. I ain't doing that. There you go. All right. So what we got? Time-wise, I think we're good. Everything looks fine. All right. We're going to take a quick break and get a word from our sponsor, which, of course, is you. Be right back. You're listening to Troubled Minds News. I'm your host, Michael Strange. Here we go. Okay, welcome back to Troubled Minds News. I'm your host, Mike Strange. Let's do it. Let's keep on trucking. By the way, 702-957-1037. Click the Discord link at troubledminds.org. We'll put you on the show. All right, let's go to SciTech Daily. And now that we've established that everybody's actually somebody, I mean, for fuck's sakes, I thought we already knew this stuff, right? It's like, anyway, the mental gymnastics, right? It's always... anyway... Astronomers find two supermassive black holes spiraling toward a cataclysmic collision. Oh, yeah. Supermassive black holes blah, blah, blah. Millions to billions times the mass of our sun lie at the heart of most galaxies, and astronomers are eager to know how these behemoths came to be. While they think most resulted from at least one merger between two smaller supermassive black holes, scientists lacked the observations that could give insight, since only one pair of supermassive black holes on the way to a merger had been found. A new study may change that. Researchers observing a supermassive black hole report signs that it has a closely orbiting companion. The enormous duo, called a binary, circle one another about every 2 years. If the team is correct, the diameter of one binary's orbit is 10 to 100 times smaller than the other known supermassive binary, and the pair will merge in roughly 10,000 years. That might seem like a long time, but it would take a total of about 100 million years for black holes of this size to begin orbiting one another and finally come together. So this pair is more than 99% of the way to a collision. Oh, snap. Hopefully we can find that life extension to where we can be around for when they get to see two black holes smash into each other, because holy shit, right? But yeah, I mean, this is good. This is good stuff. I'm into this. Let's hopefully cross our fingers and expect we get like some of that space-time wave curvature going, kind of like the clicking through the ocean and wobbles the Earth as it rolls through. That'd be super hot. But I don't know. Pretty good stuff. This is 99% of the way there. In the next 10,000 years, they're expected to actually merge two supermassive black holes. Love it. Love it. All right, let's go to this. Let's go to India today. And speaking of space, one of my favorite places, space. Asteroid was headed to hit Earth. Then it mysteriously moved away from India today. And yeah, what does that mean? What the hell exactly does that mean? Let's find out. The asteroid was moving so fast that there was not enough time to attempt deflection, and the European Space Agency said that worryingly, the chance of impact appeared to increase. All right, here we go. For a few tense days in January this year, remember we keep reading about these near misses and all the rest of this, and by like every single time they're like, oh, by the way, we were never in any danger. Right at the end of the article, it's like, nah, never in any danger. We just wanted you to click this article and read it, sucker. Click on some ads while you're here, But check this out. Now, what are they saying? For a few days in January of this year, astronomers were tracking a near-Earth object cruising towards Earth with its trajectory showing it hitting the planet in 2023, when it mysteriously changed course. What? The asteroid, dubbed 2022 AE1, was on course to hit Earth on July 4th, 2023. Synchronicities. Fireworks of all fireworks, with astronomers predicting real damage to a local area. The asteroid was moving so fast that there was not enough time to attempt deflection, and the European Space Agency said that worryingly, the chance of impact appeared to increase based on the first 7 days of observations. So it was getting closer and closer, and looked like it was going to smack into us, right? The first observations were followed by a dramatic week in the dark as the full moon outshone the potential impactor. When the moon moved away, the telescope looked again, only to find the chance of impact was dramatically falling. Since then, it has been confirmed that 2022 AE1 will not impact Earth and has been removed from the ESA's risk list. Oh. So it just, got pushed, maybe, or something. Yes, the aliens took care of it, right? Just like I'm seeing people tweet, like Tom DeLonge tweeting about how the aliens are going to stop nuclear war, right? Yeah, nothing to worry about. The aliens will step in and handle this. Thanks, Tom. Thanks, Tom. You're the best. So anyway, the asteroid was detected on January 6th, and a day later it was flagged for a potential future impact by the Asteroid Orbit Determination Automated System. This system automatically calculates the orbits from asteroid observation data provided by telescopes and... Slow down, Mike. Slow down, Mike. The astronomers rely on a Palermo scale that categorizes and prioritizes the impact risk from near-Earth objects. Okay, so what happened? They said that several asteroids... basically they have no idea what happened. All right, there you go. There's your brief. No idea what the hell happened. And there it is. Billions of kittens. Kittens for me. Billions of kittens. The kittens for free. All right, let's go. Let's keep on trucking. Screw it. What about, let's go to live science. Now, this seems perfect. Let's file this under how could this go wrong. Should we kill every mosquito on Earth? Oh, God. All right. Subheadline. Is this the best way to stop the spread of malaria? Not if you ask Bill Gates. Here we go. Throughout human history, wars, battles, and conflicts are thought to have resulted in the deaths of around 1 billion people. But that's nothing compared to what the number of humans killed by mosquitoes. The journal Nature suggests that nearly half of all humans who lived during the past 50,000 years owe their deaths to this deadly insect and its capacity to transmit one particular disease, malaria. Mosquitoes are central to the spread of malaria, which is caused by a parasite that killed around 627,000 people in 2020 alone, as well as viruses such as Zika, West Nile, and dengue. The Anopheles gambiae mosquito, which is common in rural parts of Africa, is often dubbed the most dangerous animal species on Earth. Are they animals? Does that count as animals? According to a 2020 study published in the journal The Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences. So given that mosquitoes are so deadly, should we just kill all of them? And if we were to take such a drastic measure, what would the consequences be? Oh, you mean there's consequences? Oh, you mean we think about consequences? We don't just do things and then realize we fucked up down the road? Okay, anyway, blah, 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 blah. Okay, if humans decide to selectively eliminate disease-carrying mosquitoes, there are a few options. One such targeted solution involves releasing mosquitoes carrying Wolbachia bacteria, which, according to Sinkins, is a strategy already being used to control dengue. By the way, they just did exactly this, right? They just released a whole bunch of genetically modified mosquitoes this past year all over Florida. How could this go wrong? This will be fine. You guys remember what was Mao's China and the birds that were eating the grain? You guys remember that? Yeah. Remember what happened with that? Here's the brief if you don't know. So the birds were eating the rice, actually. They were farming the rice, and they said, okay, well, we don't like these birds eating the rice, so we're now going to war with this particular bird. So the whole nation was told to kill these birds. So they started killing all the birds. You know what happened, of course? Well, the birds stopped eating the rice because they killed up most of the birds, like to like a 98th percentile, almost putting them out in the area in extinction. And then, well, so the birds were eating, 12% of their rice or something to this effect. And then, of course, what happened next was the other side effect that nobody thought of was the birds were actually not just eating the rice. They were eating the insects. And so without all the birds, the insects came like crazy. And guess what was eating the rice now instead? The insects that you couldn't do a damn thing about because you can't stop them. And by the way, they were eating like 22% of the rice or something. So it got worse. Everything got worse. So it's like, best laid plans of mice and men, right? Yeah, this is a bad idea. It's a bad idea, like screwing with ecosystems. And my numbers are off on that. I don't know if it's 12% or 20%, but definitely there was a market increase in the lost rice per year after they had killed most of these birds. Look it up. I'm not kidding you. It's a real freaking thing. 702-957-1037. Click the Discord link at troubleminds.org. Let's continue, shall we? Here's great overreach. Gotta love this stuff. Just stupid stuff. This is from Tech Dirt, one of my favorite websites on the whole interwebs. San Francisco cops are running rape victims' DNA through criminal databases. Because what even the fuck? That's the headline here. Yes, exactly. There are things, this is from Tim Cushing, this is February 24th. There are things that people expect the government to do, and there are the things that the government actually does. The government assumes many people are comfortable with things that it does that are technically legal, but certainly not how the average government user expects the system to behave. Now, listen to this. This is what I'm always saying, and I didn't realize it was an actual thing till they told me about it. Some of this can be seen in the third-party doctrine, which says people who knowingly share information with third parties also willingly share it with the government. Remember how I said that I always thought that Google and Facebook and these giant tech conglomerates were basically just a backdoor for the CIA and right for mass surveillance directly to the government? Well, it turns out that is the case. So listen to this. Very few citizens are actually cool with this extended sharing, no matter what the Supreme Court created doctrine says. The tension between people's actual expectations and the government's portrayal of the people's expectations is finally being addressed by the nation's top court. Recent rulings have shifted the balance back towards actual reasonable expectations of privacy, but there's still a whole lot of work to be done. Now, what does that mean about you 23andMeers? Has sent your shit in to get your, yep. So, this continues. When rape victims report sexual assaults to law enforcement, they certainly don't expect their DNA samples will be run through crime databases to see if these victims of crimes have committed any crimes. But that's exactly what the San Francisco PD has been doing, according to this report from Megan Cassidy of the San Francisco Chronicle. Quote, the San Francisco Police Crime Lab has been entering sexual assault victims' DNA profiles in a database used to identify suspects in crimes. District Attorney Chisa Bowden said Monday, an allegation that raises legal and ethical questions regarding the privacy rights of victims. Bowden said his office was made aware of the purported practice last week after a woman's DNA collected years ago as part of a rape exam was used to link her to a recent property crime. Oh, there you go. And this is exactly why we can't have nice things. This is exactly why nobody trusts the damn government anywhere in the whole damn world, because this is the type of shit that's going on. And we're like, oh, yeah, no, this is fine. No, it's not fine. It's not okay. This is not okay. And we do have a right to our own privacy. And how the hell are we going to go to any police ever for help if shit like this goes down? Get out of here, right? And you get why people don't trust the police. You get why people don't trust authority. You get why people don't trust governments, because shit like this goes down. And this is not okay. Perfectly well-written title again. San Francisco cops are running rape victims' DNA through criminal databases because what even the fuck? Yes. That said better than I could ever say it. Yes, indeed. Let's go to phys.org. Yeah. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. 702-957-1037. Click the Discord link at troubledminds.org. Discovering the universal relationship between physical properties and fractal dimensions. Oh boy, this sounds like a Troubled Minds episode coming up, doesn't it? It has been known that nanoparticles, for example, exhibit quite different properties from the bulk samples of the same materials. Yet nobody knows why. Eheim University researchers discovered a control method of the fractal dimensions of any solid sample, enabling systematic and detailed examination of various physical properties of samples with different dimensions. As a result, they discovered the universal relationship between physical properties and fractal dimensions. From heavenly bodies to human cells, everything in this universe possesses finite dimensions in 3 directions in space. Blah, 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 blah. The researchers prepared a series of mixed powder samples with the same material but with different fractal dimensions, corresponding to a different mixed ratio between the substance of interest and wax. Using these samples, they examined their structures and physical properties in detail. They also examined materials with different properties to confirm the universality of the results. With the aid of theoretical calculation based on original models and methods, they discovered that there is a universal relationship between the sample fractal dimensions and their physical properties such as electrical conduction and magnetism. This could be a newly unveiled principle of nature in which the dimension of matter governs all its physical and mechanical properties. What the hell does that even mean? I don't even know. It'd probably take me another 3 hours just to figure it out so I could explain it well enough anyway. But there you go. Now, we always talk about fractals, the micro, macro. Things are, what are they? What would you call it? The golden mean, the divine copy and paste, whatever you want to call it. Okay, explain later. Perfect. Here we go. There's more. Interestingengineering.com. We got this. Oh, yeah, of course, more. NASA's James Webb Telescope teases with one more preview of an enticing star. Oh, yeah. The successor to Hubble is halfway through aligning its mirrors, and here, I'm just going to show you the thing. There's your completed image stacking. So if we saw the very first thing here, it had like, this exact star or whatever, sort of like a big mess with all the mirrors kind of in the mirror shape of the James Webb Telescope. We've all seen the shape of the mirrors. But now they've aligned them where now the images are now stacked. This is a complete image stacking. This is exciting because it's almost there. It's getting dialed in. But yes, so this new image is, here we go. The new image released its first ever stacked picture of the star HD 84406, and it gives an idea of how sharp the telescope's eye will be once it has has reached its final form. The term stacked refers to the shape and processes the telescope had to undertake in order to produce the image. NASA's engineers begin with a process called segment alignment. This is when all 18 of Webb's beryllium and gold-coated mirror segments are carefully placed into alignment with one another. The next step is called image stacking, and this is where the term stacked came from. It's in this process, the engineers activated sets of 6 mirrors at a time and commanded them to repoint their light to overlap. Once all these steps have been completed, NASA was able to produce an image of the faraway star by using Webb's primary science instrument, the NIRCam. Anyway, exciting stuff. This is about to get in there. It's getting there. Pretty soon we're going to be able to zoom in and find some aliens. It's coming. I can feel it. It's on the way. What do you think? 702-957-1037. Click the Discord link, troubledminds.org. Let's go to, speaking of aliens, and let's go to Star Wars for just a sec. Actually, let's not. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go to Star Wars for just one moment.
You may dispense with the pleasantries, Commander. I'm here to put you back on schedule.
For the first time, a Tatooine-like planet has been detected via a wobbling star. Tatooine, of course, is Star Wars, the desert planet with the 2 suns. You guys remember that? Where Luke Skywalker is from? Well, not initially, but you get the idea. Out there in the big wide galaxy, a number of different configurations have been spotted, some vastly different from our home system. These exclude extrasolar planets or exoplanets that orbit not 1 but 2 stars, like the fictional Star Wars world of Tatooine. Now, for the first time, astronomers have been able to detect the tiny gravitational pull such as pull such an exoplanet exerts as one of its host stars, giving us a new tool to probe. I butchered that. Anyway, you get it. Things wobbling. They detected. This is something here. It's something here. So cool. Maybe they found Luke Skywalker, and we guys know where to deploy the moisture farms now. Let's see. Quote: "This system was most unexpected discovery made by Kepler. We chose to turn our telescope and recover at Kepler 16 to demonstrate the validity of our radial velocity methods." And Kepler 16, there it is. Kepler 16b, located 245 light years away, and its discovery was announced in 2011. So yeah, there you go. There it is. What else do we got? How about this? This is from news.yahoo.com. Yahoo, one of the other most trusted sources in news. Whoever controls the moon controls the solar system. Oh snap. What now? Like we don't have enough shit to fight about down here. Now we got some shit to fight about up there. Yep. Okay. More than 60 years later, of course, talking about 1961 JFK. We do not do these things because they're easy. We do them because they're hard. No, not that guy. That speech. But more than 60 years later, a new race to the moon has begun, albeit with much higher stakes and brand new players ready to make the 238,855 mile journey. This time, the race to the moon is much more than just planting a flag on its dusty surface. Getting to the moon first could also mean calling dibs on its limited resources and controlling a permanent gateway to take humans to Mars and beyond. There's a Night Stalker out there. There's your portal, right? Your portal's up there on the moon. That's what they're calling it, sort of, I think. Whether it's NASA, China, Russia, or a consortium of private companies that end up dominating the moon, laying claim to the lunar surface isn't really about the moon anyway. It's about who gets easier access to the rest of the solar system. James Rice, a senior scientist at the School of Earth and Space Exploration at Arizona State University, remembers growing up with the Apollo program and getting bitten by the space bug as he watched the 1969 moon landing unfold on television. Quote, "As a kid, I saw that happening and I wanted to be a part of it," Rice told the Daily Beast. "That's basically why I'm in this career today." And there you go. Inspiration. Inspiration comes from many places, and we should embrace it and not, this is good. This is good. I'm glad. Anyway, race to the moon, control the solar system. There you go. They're going to be shocked when they find it already belongs to the giant spider overlords, right? Exactly. That have already been using the moon portal to come from wherever the hell they're coming from. Yes. All kinds of weird stuff in the news, as always. Speaking of weird news, what in the world is going on with this? TikTok expands maximum video length to 10 minutes. I can't even make the joke anymore now. I can't even say TikTok attention span, right? Because, well, they just increased it, I guess. All right. Yep. Less and less so. 10 minutes. TikTok has been testing ever longer uploads for years, recently introducing 3-minute videos last July. But this latest update is the largest increase yet and will roll out globally. Quote, "We've always thinking about new ways to bring value to our community and enrich the TikTok experience," said a company spokesperson in a statement given to The Verge. coverage. Last year, we introduced longer videos, giving our community more time to create and be entertained on TikTok. Today, we're excited to start rolling out the ability to upload videos that are up to 10 minutes, which we hope would unleash even more creative possibilities for our creators around the world. All right, well, maybe it's time for me to get on TikTok and do the 10-minute video series, because that would be pretty cool. I'll take that. That'd be fun. 702-957-1037. Click the Discord link at troubleminds.org. Let's see. Hold on. Cough button. Robert says it was not until June 1984, however, that the fifth country, Austria, ratified the agreement. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Well, what did I miss here? Treaties of the moon, other celestial bodies, providing that those bodies should be used exclusively for. The moon treaty. The space treaty. Yeah, we've talked about that. And of course, who believes that? I don't believe that. Do you believe that? I don't believe that. Come on, if they can militarize it, they're going to militarize it. Speaking of dirty WTF stuff, look at this. New York Post, the other most trusted source of news. Drinking this tea is as dangerous as smoking 100 cigarettes. What? What in the world? Having a delicious cup of English breakfast tea is a daily occurrence for most people. But studies have shown that one tea could triple your risk of certain cancers. What in the world? Several studies have looked at the risk between various cancers and yerba mate tea. Is that how you say it? Let's see if Microsoft Mike knows how to say it. Is it mate or mate, or I don't know. It's got the little thingamajigger. Let's find out.
Several studies have looked at the risk between various cancers and yerba mate tea.
Yerba mate tea? That doesn't make sense. Anyway, it's an herbal tea that's made from the leaves and twigs of the Lex paraguinensis plant. Yeah, there you go. Something like that. The leaves are typically dried over a fire before being dipped in hot water to make the beverage. It's previously been hailed for a range of health benefits, including boosting your immune system. However, a host of studies state that excessive consumption of the beverage could up your risk of cancer. The expert suggests it is due to the fact that the tea contains a carcinogen called, polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, PAHs. PAHs are also found in products such as grilled meats and tobacco smoke. The expert said drinking mate and infusion of the herb Ilex paraguinensis is very common in several South American countries and has been associated with a increased risk of esophageal cancer. All right, there you go. I'm not drinking any of that shit. Nope, it's pronounced the other way. Mate. All right, that's fine. We'll roll with it. However, we got to roll with it. Microsoft Mike is all I got. Here we go. Well, I got APOC too, but unless you're going to hop in here and tell me, then there you go. Take that, APOC. Let's go to Eurasian Times. And, speaking of crazy stuff going on up in space, China asserts dominance in ASAT capability. Researchers claim success in blocking laser attacks on space assets. Uh-oh. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Is that your favorite tea? For real? That's unfortunate. Don't do that. Scientists in China claim to... by the way, that was the New York Post. Just I'm saying do your own fact check. That's what I'm saying. Let's see. Scientists in China claim to have discovered a new technology that could shield its satellites against high-powered microwave weapons. Oh. The researchers of the China Academy of Space Technology stated that the technology had passed ground testing, and that's part of it. Wait, we currently use... okay, that's butchered that. It seems to be poorly written. Anyway, the deployment of this new device is significant as high-powered microwave weapons are capable of disabling and destroying electronic equipment. Using an antenna to transmit a concentrated energy beam towards a target in orbit, such as a satellite can generate an electrical surge strong enough to disable a rival country's space assets, according to Li Wengdong, a research engineer at CAST. Quote, the electromagnetic pulses that enter the satellite will be concentrated in extremely small, weak areas with high energy density, Li wrote in a paper published in China's peer-reviewed journal Spacecraft Engineering on February 15th. They create a huge amount of heat in a short time, and they will burn the semiconductors and integrated circuits in the electronic equipment. In an unclassified congressional hearing on June 16th last year, the chief of the Space Force admitted that the U.S. is building suitable directed energy devices to ensure American space superiority, but he declined to share details at the time, as previously reported. Space. The final frontier. And of course, if you can weaponize it, you can weaponize it. Yes. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I did see that. I guess I shouldn't be surprised that the CDC says to make sure you social distance and wear a mask while nuclear bombs are going off around you. Yeah, right? Yeah, let's hope it doesn't come to that. I'm pretty sure even an N95 won't matter then. Just saying. Let's go talk about a sore throat. Let's go to this, futurism. Experts say that soon almost the entire internet could be generated by AI. Oh, snap. Yep. So let's see. The internet of the future could be written by bots, but will that make it better or worse? Experts at the Copenhagen Institute for Future Studies are raising questions about AI-generated content and how it could come to dominate the metaverse and other digital locations. CIFS expert Timothy Shoup estimates that 99% to 99.9% of the internet's content will be AI-generated by 2025 to 2030. Is this your great reset? Is this your Agenda 2030? Especially if models like OpenAI's GPT-3 achieve wider adoption. Quote, the internet would be completely unrecognizable, Shoup told colleague Sophie HVI Hvitved? How do you say that? Holy macaroni. Let's see if Microsoft Mike can say this name. What in the world?
The internet would be completely unrecognizable, Shoup told colleague Sophie Hvitved.
Vift. See, even Microsoft Mike can't say it. As its capabilities advance, the idea is that AI could start to generate entire online worlds, along with all the stuff that inhabits them, not to mention all the online material that's currently mostly made by humans. Oh, I see. Perfect. This is perfect, right? So then they could just remove us as like people creating content on the interwebs and then replace it with AI. We'll file this one under how could this go wrong. Notice the date by 2025 or 2030. Weird. What's going on, guys? Hope everybody's... In other words, the internet is almost completely possessed by demons, right? Exactly right. There you go. There's the search for, one more time, the DuckDuckGo search for Ukraine. Full screen if you want to see if this does actually match what I got versus what you got. And there you go. So... I don't know. As we finish, I think we're done. I think that wraps it up. The bad news is we're done. The good news is, well, God willing, we've got tonight. And tonight, of course, is Troubled Minds Radio, the long-form ramble-a-thon brought to you by Michael Strange and a batch of his friends. And that's what's going on. So as usual, right, always looking for ideas for shows. Tomorrow night we will have Jennifer on as a co-host. We have Dre also. What's up out there? Eyes open. Hi if you're there. Booked to do a show in the next week or two as well to co-host there. So send some stuff over if you guys got ideas or you want to be co-host. And again, I know it's a lot. It's a long time. You can, everybody kind of toughs it up and they're like, no, I'm going to stay all 3 hours, Mike. But you totally don't have to. You can like maybe dip in at like 8:30, or 7:30. I mean, after I do my first ramble-a-thon, then you hop on and then stay for like an hour. You know what I mean? It doesn't, you don't, just because I punish myself for that long doesn't mean you have to also. So just FYI. And if you send me information, send me ideas for shows. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do tonight. So I have some ideas for backup shows when I don't have ideas. So I can just, I'll just do this because I'm out of time and here's an idea. So if you have ideas, remember it's got to be able to fill 3 hours. Not just the one thing. It's kind of I call them seed ideas, which can kind of go in a bunch of different directions. So if you have ideas about this stuff, let me know. So I don't want to announce exactly what tonight is Béarnaise sauce, but what I'll do is I will do a I don't know. We'll see what happens tonight. From now till then, if I run out of time, I'll use the one I got. If not, I'll find something else. So send me the ideas. Join the Discord, troubleminds.org. Click the Discord link. And of course, what else? I think that's it. All right. So what we're going to do is this. We're going to smash the button. We're going to do the thing. And we're going to get the hell out of here. If you want to help the show, you know what to do. You could sub up right here on Twitch. Again, you heard the commercial a couple times. Don't forget, if you did sub up here through Amazon Prime, it does make you re-up it every month. So keep an eye on that if you'd be so kind. And make sure to re-sign up when you can. And what we're going to do is just keep doing our thing. We're going to keep punching, keep talking about it. Also, you can sign up on Rockfin or Patreon, or just listen to the podcast feed. By the way, we're approaching 200,000 200,000 downloads. 200,000 downloads. Can you believe? I can't even believe that's unbelievable. Let me see if I can show you a screenshot here. There you go. Here's what this looks like. Yep, this is straight from the Spreaker statistics, and here's what you get. There's the yep, you got it. Currently 198,129. Let's refresh it. 198,175. Almost 200,000 damn downloads. That's off the rails, guys. I'm beside myself. That's such a big number. So thanks for all that. Again, if you listen to the podcast feed, it does kick a few cents my way for each episode you download and listen to. That's another way to help spread the word. The good old-fashioned grassroots way beats algorithms, and that's how we keep talking to each other. Like I said, keep on punching. Keep your chin up. You are not nobody. You are somebody, and that's that, right? I will not change my mind on that, and that's that. You guys have a great one. I'll see you in about 2 hours or so. What, 3 hours? 3 hours or so. 2 hours and 52 minutes. We will begin. I'll see you then. Troubled Minds Radio coming up at 7 p.m. Pacific. Michael Strange, out. Have a great afternoon, guys. We'll see you tonight.